I gotta say, I think that this one goes beyond just being a Christmas horror short.
I don't think I've ever actually said on the channel before, I wish this was longer. They did such a good job. If someone from Cinemoth can let us know what your allotted gingerbread budget for the film was, I am curious about that. Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. We are your Backaswards boys. I'm Kyle.
I'm Arden, and this week we watched a horror short. It's called Cookie Cutter, and tonight we are going to be putting it up against the internet's most scientifically accurate horror movie rating scale.
Now, hold on to your asses, because things are about to get backwards. What happens when holiday baking goes awry? With some sugar, spice, and something not so nice, YouTube channel Cinemoth and director Sydney Akis cooked up a horror short that is fun for the whole family.
And as always, folks, we are going to be starting with the directing of this film. And I gotta say, I'm not typically one for horror shorts or even particularly Christmas horror shorts. But I gotta say, I think that this one goes beyond just being a Christmas horror short. I was really impressed with this short film. I thought the storytelling was super creative. The pre-title drop sequence, there's a pre-title drop sequence in this one, and it's awesome. It's very fun, it's very creative. I really liked the directing in this one. I'm coming in at a 9.0.
Yeah, they had a really solid vision for this short film, and it was executed really well, again, especially for being a short film. And I had a great time watching it. It really got me in the holiday spirit. I had a really fun time. I'm giving the directing an 8.9. And the writing for this movie was also really solid. Not too much dialogue, but really didn't need it, honestly. It was paced super duper well, and I really enjoyed that final jump scare right at the end. I'm giving the directing an 8.3.
I agree with Kyle. I thought the writing was really solid, didn't need too much. I'm also coming in at an 8.3. And now moving on to the cinematography. And folks, I really do have to say, like, the cinematography was one of the aspects of this film that I was the most impressed with. It assisted in the storytelling in a very clever way, i.e., the way that the gingerbread men interact with the world is very much built on the cinematography of this short film. I loved it. I'm coming in at a 9.3.
Yeah, the cinematography, definitely one of the strong suits here. I really liked the use of the Christmas lights, and especially like the multicolored ones, to get that kind of amber-y glow that it kind of washes out to. It also gives it kind of that nostalgic lens that is lended from that Christmas lighting that I thought was used really well as well. I also really enjoyed the food shots in the beginning. It felt like a Food Network introduction in a way, and I mean that as a compliment, I promise. I'm giving the cinematography for this movie a 9.0. The music and sound also really effective. I specifically loved the Foley and sound effects that they used for this movie. I'm giving it an 8.9.
I agree with Kyle wholeheartedly. I also particularly really liked the voice that they used for the gingerbread men. It was so fun, but it was also a lot scarier than I expected it to be in the movie. It kind of caught me off guard. I'm coming in at a 9.0. And now moving on to the acting in this film. And kind of like what Kyle said with the writing, because there's not too much writing in this one, there also isn't too much acting in this one. But what I will say is that the performances definitely met the bar and assisted in adding suspense to the story. I do want to shout out Madeline Rickey as Stacy in this short film. She did a great job being our first and our final girl. Overall, it was nothing amazing, but it was nothing horrible. I'm coming in at an 8.2.
Yeah, she definitely doesn't quite join the list of scream queens, I would say. But Madeline does a really, really good job. And I really liked the physicality and how they handled that very first gingerbread man attack where he kind of jumps into her hair, stabs her with the candy cane. It was really, really good. Maybe a teensy bit too long on it, but overall, it was really, really fun. I'm giving the acting an 8.8. And you guys know that I love to talk about effects, and you know even more so that I love to talk about effects when the effects are practical. And maybe this is new, but you could probably infer I especially love to talk about when the effects are practical on a short film. Oh my god. And literally when the pre-title drop is practical, that's when you know you are in for a treat. It was so much fun. I know I keep saying that, but it really, really was. The fact that the effects were practical, given the situation that the film brings us into, adds a different layer to the whole film, really, that I just thought sealed the entire deal. I am giving the effects for this movie a 10 out of 10.
Yes, all I have to add on to that is I have mad respect for everybody who contributed to the gingerbread men in this movie. It was so creative. It was so well done. I am also coming in at a 10 out of 10. Wonderful for a short film. Honestly, yeah. I'm so impressed. I was giddy about this one.
And if someone from CINEMOTH can let us know what your allotted gingerbread budget for the film was, I am curious about that. I know that Evil Dead used 70,000 gallons of fake blood. I'm curious, how many pounds of gingerbread men did you go through during the shoot? If you could get back to us about that, that would actually be super sick.
And this, folks, moves us on to the vibe of this short film. And the vibe in this short film, I gotta say, is immaculate. The premise of this story is wonderful. I really do love when we can see one of those classic pieces of Christmas imagery that is then spun on its head. You know what I mean? This was a great concept. They executed it damn near flawlessly in this short film. I'm going to give the vibe a 9.7.
I will absolutely agree with everything Arden said right there. The only thing I have to add, and this is something I don't think I've ever actually said on the channel before, I wish this was longer. They did such a good job. I wish we got another minute or two in this film. We could have gotten a little bit more in the kills. We could have even had another kill perchance. I loved the vibe of this. The only other thing I really have to say is, ho 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 bitches, Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. I loved this movie. 9.7 for the vibe.
I never thought you would ever say that on this channel ever.
I didn't either.
That's amazing.
I know.
I'm in shock. But I feel like this leads me to a very important question, Kyle. Mm-hmm. And this question is a little different than what we usually ask on the channel. I'm going to ask you, can you put on this movie at the Christmas party?
I think so. Maybe it's just because I liked it so much, but especially if you have a horror-leaning crowd in your group that you're throwing this party for, absolutely throw this on before you play White Elephant or something. Warm the crowd up a little bit, get some giggles, get some laughs, get the temperature of the room up a little bit. Absolutely. I think you can play this at the Christmas party. I really do.
I think so too.
And that brings us to the scares and kills on this film. And right off the bat, I do have to give them a ding. You know how this show works, and that means an off-screen kill gets you a ding. I'm sorry, that's just how it works. That being said, and even though the kill was off-screen, I really enjoyed the reveal of the boyfriend being killed. I thought that was done pretty well. And again, very on theme with the Christmas lights. And I liked the callback to the Christmas lights at the very end as well. I thought that was fun. I'm giving the scares and kills an 8.2.
I don't think I could have said it any better than what Kyle just said. The only thing that I have to say is that I, again, was just more impressed with the scares and kills in this short film than I initially thought I was going to be. So I'm coming in at an 8.8. And now, folks, this moves us on to something that is new on the Backassewards Boys channel. If you're watching this video, you're watching it for the first time. We are going to be starting for every single horror short, the super special short shout out. And tonight, for our super special short shout out, we are shouting out, and this is in the credits. You can go check when you watch the movie. We are shouting out the gingerbread man as himself, as he is credited in the credits. Gingerbread man was great. I've been talking about him the whole video. It was awesome.
It was so much fun. I can't say it one more time without saying that clearly the crew had a great time making this movie as well. You can tell that everyone was on board. Everyone saw what the director saw and was able to get that out on tape. And again, if we didn't say it at the top, go watch this. Like, it's 7 minutes long. You've got the time. I know that you're waiting on mom to finish cooking the turkey for Thanksgiving anyway, or for Christmas anyways. So like, you got 7 minutes. Watch the movie. It's super fun. Anyways, we're going to go do some math, and we'll be right back.
5 hours later.
And we're back. We've done the math. We've come back to you with our final ratings. I came in at a 9.0 for this short film.
Ooh, I came in just a little bit under Arden at an 8.9, which of course gives us a Backassewards rating of 8.95. Very, very solid for a short film, a Christmas short film, nonetheless. And normally we compare to other ratings and stuff like that, but again, being a short film posted to YouTube, there really isn't any other ratings that we could find. So I guess we're pretty much the penultimate authority on the rating of this film, and you should just trust us.
Yeah, and it's really good, and it deserves that 8.95, and you should go watch it. I honestly didn't think that in our first horror short review that we would be giving out a 10, but we did that tonight, folks. It was incredible. I loved it. I had such a fun time.
I like, this is one I'm going to come back. I'm going to watch it with my girlfriend. I'm going to watch it with my brother. I'm going to show this to some people, genuinely. And we will make sure to link to this in the description as well, so that you guys can go watch that.
Shout out to the YouTube channel just one more time, CINEMOTH, for producing this. It was a great short film. Shout out you guys.
Well, thank you so much for listening to this week's review. If you liked it, like, comment, and subscribe. And if you didn't, like, comment, and subscribe. My name's Kyle.
I'm Arden, and we'll see you next week.
Stay safe.
Stay weird.
Okay. I brush my teeth and